Welcome to Chappell's and Behind the Stats, the video portion of the show we do here every week, the radio show, which you can hear at behindthestatsradio.com. I'm Matt Fulks. On the other side is Dave O'Hara, and here in the middle, the 2007 Ford Frick Award winner, Hall of Fame member now, technically, maybe not technically, but we'll say that anyway. Denny Matthews, voice of the Royals, and Denny has this fantastic book, which we'll point out a couple times, Tales from the Royals Dugout. You can actually go to mattfolks.com and buy a copy, and Denny will sign it for you. You go to there, you can buy the book, and then we're going to have a fun little picture to show you later on. But Denny, a lot of people ask me when they'll email and that type of thing when they knew that you were going to be on the show this week, and they say, you know, can Denny believe it's been a year since the Hall of Fame? I mean, as you think back now, you and I have talked quite a bit about this, but have you had a chance to kind of let it soak in a little bit and kind of think back to that weekend last year?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, Denny doesn't believe it's been a year. For sure, it doesn't. I mean, it went by pretty quick, but no, it has been, and now it's past that. But yeah, you look back, and every once in a while, certain things will hit you, and you think, oh, God, that was a great memory. And yeah, it happens a lot.
Well, Denny, we had a guest on a couple of weeks ago that, no, he didn't speak disparagingly. I won't throw Marty under the bus. But, Ducky, your buddy Marty Patton, talked about, see? Well, you're a Hall of Famer. You think nobody's going to have stones to throw at you. But, no, Marty actually talked about you and Marty faced each other in college. Marty was pitching. You were you were at the plate batting. Talk about that story. We'll let the listeners and the viewers compare the two stories. You guys have all heard Marty Patton's story. And if not, go back to www.behindthestatsradio.com or here at kcmetrosports.com. Look at the video, listen to the audio, compare Marty's story to Denny's. Go.
Well, we had several go-arounds because we started playing against each other in high school. So in high school and then Legion baseball in the summer and on into college. But I think what you're referring to happened in college. And Marty pitched for Eastern Illinois. I was at Illinois Wesleyan. And they came over to our ballpark, and it was a real cold, ugly mid-April day, a little snow falling here and there. And
I've got to jump in. So far, Denny is factually correct with Marty. So far, everything's up to play.
Okay. It turned out to be a pitcher's duel. So I can't tell you what inning, probably middle innings. We got a guy on first base, and our coach, Jack Hornberger, asked me to move him along because it was going to be a little ball type of game. So I bunted very adeptly down the first baseline. And Ducky, with his little short legs, came paddling off the mound and came over and picked the baseball up. I could run pretty good. Now, by that time, he picked it up. He was right on the line. And so I was near first base, and he chunked one toward first base, hoping to get the out there. But it deflected off the back of my batting helmet and on down the right field line all the way into the corner. So our guy scores all the way from first on the little bunt. Final score of the game, Illinois Wesleyan, uno. Eastern Illinois, zip.
Great story. It matched up perfectly.
Now, did you and Ducky ever talk about that after you were with the Royals?
We did, and he denied it. After which, I went home, started digging around in some stuff, and found the story and the box score. Now, how can you deny a story and a box score? And he looked at it, and he just said, well, I guess you're okay, but if I'd have known that was you, I'd have thrown it harder to hit you in the back of the head and knock you out.
You did that. You just stole my thunder. I was going to say, before Matt asked that, I was going to say, now, Ducky's rendition, if you remember the video and the audio was, I wish I would have thrown it harder, and he wanted to drill you between the numbers in the back or the back of the head. Either one, he wanted to put you out.
He would have hit me in the head. That's what he wanted to do. But his control really wasn't that good at that point in time.
Ever the competitor, but yeah, he didn't have the control. Second question that just, it's great always talking to you, and thank you again. The third time you've been on the show, and we'd love to have you more, but with your travel schedule and getting into your 39th, 40th year with the Royals.
I'm a busy guy.
You are, yes, you are. Well, we won't get into it today, but the interesting thing when Matt had mentioned, hold up the book again if you would, please, Matt. Yes. If you look there on the bottom, it says authored by Matt Fulks, so that's why it's on Matt's website. Oh, yeah. Shameless plug for my on-air partner. I'm a heck of a guy. But that's why I reference this. That's the old, for you SCTV fans, Dr. Tongue, John Candy, remember? But what I wanted to talk about was that picture of you and Ducky Marty Patton, along with one of your broadcast partners, Fred White. If you would, Denny, talk about your great years in the game with guys like Marty Patton as players, but also Fred White as a partner, Buddy Blattner. Now you're working with Ryan Lefevre, Split, Bob Davis, all the guys you've worked with. Talk about that, if you would, please.
Well, I was off to a great start with Buddy Blattner because he had already been nationally recognized for the TV Falstaff Game of the Week, I think it was. So I'm in grade school, and I pick that up every once in a while, except they always had the Yankees on, so I only watched maybe once every 4 weeks. But Buddy was wonderful. He was a great mentor, a great coach, taught me, and I really had no experience. And so he said, okay, here's what we do every night. And he really, really taught me a heck of a lot. And little did I know how much I didn't know when we first started. But he was terrific and introduced me to the right people he thought I should meet, kind of led me around the American League. It was great.
Now, obviously, seeing the Royals since their day one, you've seen so many different players, so many great players, and some that had questionable talent at times. I'm going to let you pick which story you want to tell, because both of these are going to be great for video. Either one you tell. Either the how about the George Scott story, which you told at the Negro Leagues Legends Luncheon a few weeks ago? But how about George Scott, who was a great player, great hitter with Boston, and then he comes over to Kansas City
at the end of his career, and that's going to be hard to do because you can probably tell I got a little bit of a cold.
I can tell.
And it's hard to do this.
Can you get as high as Scott did?
I don't think so. I don't know, but no, not. See, that's way below.
Okay, how about the?
I would tell it. We'll tell it. We'll tell it. Yeah, we'll tell it, man. We'll tell it. Give me a chance. We'll tell it. That's Scotty. So yeah, he comes up to the Royals at the end of his career. And they figured come off the bench, get a hit here and there, fill in at first base once in a while. Wonderful. So he gets to the Royals, and second or third day now, he's unhappy about his uniform number. Why can't I wear number 5? Scotty, I've been in the league a long time. I get no respect. I'm number 5. I wore number 5 in Boston. And somebody pointed out to him, well, 5's taken. We've got a guy that wears 5.
Pretty good guy.
And he's been with the Royals for a little bit. So I still got no respect. This went on for 2 weeks, man. All you'd heard about. And then meanwhile, when he came up to the plate or got to play, be a ground ball to short, ground ball to third, or a strikeout, he just wasn't getting it done. But still, I got number 5. On and on we go. So after about 2.5 weeks of this was on the bus and in the dugout and in the clubhouse, in the hotel, in his car probably, nobody riding with him. So after this goes on for a long time, he's in the clubhouse, and now here it comes from one end of the clubhouse. Well, Hal McRae was, pretty good in the clubhouse. He could put the needle in really well and have a good comment for it. So Scotty's mouthing off at the other end of the clubhouse. And finally, Hal McRae stood up and he said, Scotty, shut up. I've heard enough. He said, we'll get you a number. He said, in fact, we got the perfect number for you on the back of your uniform. 643. You know what? From that moment, we didn't hear another word about number 5.
And it's important to mention to you fans who don't know, George Scott, very large African-American man, nicknamed the Boomer, but a big man with a Mike Tyson voice before Mike Tyson, basically, right?
Exactly, yep.
Well, there you go.
There goes my voice for trying to do his. So.
And we appreciate you doing that, taking it for the team.
Scotty finally got his revenge on me, I guess, after all these years.
And if you want to hear more great stories about this from Denny, you can go to BehindTheStatsRadio.com. You can hear a podcast of this week's radio show. And, of course, I'm going to shamelessly say you can buy that book. Yeah, Dave pointed out that I co-authored it, but Tales from the Royals Dugout, you can get it to any reputable any reputable bookstore or irreputable that wherever you can sell, wherever you can buy a book, you can find that, or you can go to mattfolks.com and you can actually get Denny to personalize it to you. There you go.
My own signature, right?
More or less. More or less. More. Yeah. Okay, there you go. So for Dave O'Hara, Denny Matthews, I'm Matt Fulks. We're here every week. We hope to see you soon here at Chappell's in North Kansas City.